tears. So ahead of my time, what comes next are all my oldest ideas. I'm wiser than my check y'all in y'all beard. I'm willing to father my peers, all of my peers for all of my years. Out in the field, take a look at my shoes. Never had a thought that it might lose. Considering the cost, how to give them my dues. Never got a talk to it like you. I've been feeling like a king for months. We eat all the rich cuisine for lunch. All these wishing he was done. Oh, you tried it, that's a piece of gum. Nah, look at me, I'm the captain. Now I'm usually get near. Oh, my ex all man, cause I'm the mutant in here. We look good as strong. Years ago, I had to up my standards. Make your missus Alabama. Turn it to my own private. Swear like she don't got the answers. Who's the boss? I feel like Tony Danza. Walk up in there like I got the swag. What kind of swagger? I'm the blackest panther. What kind of? Y'all are wasting our time. I spend it, but I ain't wasting a dime. Might do some favors, but I ain't breaking my spine.
But this Deion Sanders is better than that Deion Sanders.
Your girl has been calling for days. I get it in all different ways. And the world is praise. Yeah, we like, none of my people are patient. We live like we on a vacation. Getting on vacation. Y'all all with it and y'all talk a lot, but y'all ain't got the heart to do the mission. I'm hard-headed like the juggernaut, but there ain't nothing not to do to listen. I'm authentic and I walk around like I just ate, but let you do the dishes. I'm Clark Kent, but mix the Autobots and mix with everything that you been missing. Please get back and don't... Homie with me if you asking for it. There ain't much in you just wanna have a Patagon with a watch face with little dragon balls. Come on, look, you don't need me either. All I need is this. Don't poker eyes, and I get also polite. You be the man of your city, I'll be the man of my country. You could be the man of your city, I'ma be the man of my country. The girl has been calling for days. I get it in all different ways. The world is parades, yeah, we like. None of my people are patient. We look like we on a vacation. Get no invitation, yeah, we like. Your girl has been calling for days. I get it in all different ways. Yeah, I'm like, none of my patient. Really like we on a vacation.
What's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick. Hey, what's up, gang? I got it. I think it's my fault. For real. What's up? Hey, I got that chicken to go. I'm gone. A lot of these look lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No car. I want that cost. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your... Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your light? Bank account looking like yikes. I went from filling out kites to putting it my block. Blue Gucci sweater is drill. Somebody give me a... These ain't like the cops. Gossiping more than a... In jail I had... I make you dead off the... Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be
I want Robert
if I see them hanging and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Like my bitch ain't happy, but later I'm calling no guap. Who gave you the voice? Who told you your thoughts come? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie up. The big Mickey Mouse. You posted your at 12 and 8 that night, she had my all over the mansion. Can't sit on my house. I got that chicken to go. A lot of these look lost. They broke. They think
it's the second round of the Madden Ultimate Team Playoffs. It's the coach in Orlando. As we get you set.
Hi, Orlando.
Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
I like crossing fields. This seems good. They have Ray Lewis.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
A first carry for the Hall of Famer, Barry Sanders. Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally brought down at the 38. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards.
It's something that we saw plenty of times throughout his career. A huge chunk play, a huge chunk run from Barry Sanders.
And even though this one doesn't go for 6, worth noting, Barry had 15 career touchdown runs of greater than 50 yards. That's pretty good.
That is very good. He may have taken a loss here or there, but he often turned many of his runs into monster plays.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Oh, my. Did you just see that? Was there ever anyone more successful than Barry Sanders at making people miss?
Absolutely not. I remember how frustrated I was as a youngster when he decided to retire. I wanted him to play 10 more years.
Oh, you thought you were frustrated. His guys that he played against on his own team, impacted.
And he will take it in for the touchdown. Larry Fitzgerald, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
On second down, here's Fournette. Oh, he just loses it. It's out. And the defense says they have it. Yes, they've got it.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? They've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback in the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and it'll be second and very short. Young with the give to Sanders. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Barry Sanders from 17 yards out. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
A touchdown run for Barry Sanders. How about this, partner? 99 career rushing touchdowns and 10 more receiving in his NFL career.
And a stat you and I were looking over before the game. At one point, he held 34 NCAA records, and in his 1988 Heisman Trophy campaign at Oklahoma State, he had 44 touchdowns in how many games?
12 games, and I'm not sure there was more excitement generated by a runner than Barry Sanders playing for Oklahoma State.
And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. Here's the dangerous Tyreek Hill. And on that return here, he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
They call that dangerous. Oh, it is dangerous. It is dangerous.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They kind of a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Yeah, Brandon Moss.
Second down, McNabb. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
From the gun, here's McNabb. And this is going to be incomplete.
That one.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing down. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away.
Sanders return.
Yeah, Sanders now to return.
Dangerous. That was 8 seconds. That dangerous. Takes the ball.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. This is Sanders. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a 1st down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
A give running left. It's Sanders. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
See that? I'm not going to go long.
2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. Back to the booth right after this. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Will be okay?
He did great. Good job. Well, you know, writing down,
if you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin, chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Here's Steve Young. His pass caught at the 4. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Now Young. Rush coming, and he's taken down. So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Here is Young. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They come out here in the I. Young takes it on the sneak. Then he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Steve Young with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. So they went for it from the 1 on 4th and goal, and they got it done.
Is this the new NFL?
This is the new NFL.
This is the updated NFL, and I like it. I know that quarterbacks across the league have spent the entire offseason and even during the season lobbying their coaches to go for it more on 4th down. Let's go get it, because nowadays you've got to score points to win games in the NFL. You can't just rely on your defense to hold them.
I think the quarterbacks want to eliminate field goals inside of 30 yards probably.
Well, listen, they have enough confidence in themselves that they can call plays and make plays that they won't need those field goals inside the 30.
That looked like it hurt.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. And one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
How is that roughing the passer?
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Out of the gun, McNabb. And his throw here is incomplete. Randy Moss, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he comes back with one complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Now a 1st down throw, McNabb. Oh, in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34.
Sorry, I
and his crew will take home.
Actually, see that replay.
With a football at the 35-yard line.
I mean, look at this. What a tip. Oh, hurry up. That hit the ground. Just do this.
And now back out comes the offense. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep. And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play
Sanders
with.
is on
Another throw on
Tyler's
2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Young working out of the gun. And he's got Sanu. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there just before halftime. And even 40 yards.
You can catch.
A 1st down throw for Young. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
How many elites do they have? Like 45?
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Young to throw again on 2nd and 10. Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the 1st half, they'll call the timeout. And Vinatieri's kick is good. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one is maybe not exactly in the bag yet, but there is definitely a big mountain to climb in this third quarter. The teams are already back out there, so let's not waste any time, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Gaudin.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Sturgis out now to kick this one off.
Look how far this is. Pew!
Tyreek Hill on the return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now this offense about ready to take over again. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly.
Through an opening, and there he goes. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big run by the big man Fournette. 68 yards on the ground. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Nice strawberries.
And if you're going to pass down here, you better get that in the end zone.
I agree with you totally. And as we both know, the field's already condensed. There's just not a lot of space. So you've got to create some by getting some people downfield into the end zone. If you want to throw it short, you've got to have some.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. A 3-yard touchdown run. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for 2.
Let's go!
Hi, Dad.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him.
Are you watching my
once
video?
more. So the defense gets the stop.
Go
I
on
know
your phone.
situation to situation, but who has more pressure
call
there,
me on your
offense or
tablet.
defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line.
So are you subscribed on your tablet?
I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try
see,
and bring
that's the
pressure.
problem.
On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
Tyler Lockett.
Can I subscribe from my tablet?
Touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 95 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
So go to your subscribers.
And Tyler Lockett does it again. Talk about being able to transition what he did in college to the NFL. And I know there were doubters because of his size, but this guy is absolutely electric with the ball in his hands.
Plays like that, that's how you become a Pro Bowl return guy.
Yeah, I really want you to see this because I just made a 98 yard punt return, so I really want you to see that.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Your tablet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the shotgun, it's Young.
Okay.
And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Oh, boy, rubbing a little salt in the wound there, going for 2 up this big.
You know, there's one time when I played, Brandon, and played against a team that was just absolutely pile driving us, and they ended up going for 2 late in the game. And I asked one of the guys, why'd you do that? He said, because we wanted to win by more. That feels like that type of situation.
Wow. That could also result in a melee later, though. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And when
and now a fumble. The ball's out. And as a defense, how they do, says the referee. We're going the other way. So the defense there, opportunistic.
So
it's nice to give them credit,
look on
isn't
your
it?
phone.
Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure
I'm
the
making
ball,
one
didn't
right
cover
now.
up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
On the carry, here's Sanders. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Deion Sanders, the one to bring him down.
Did you find my
you've got the lead. You're not
Madden
ready to
one?
go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They run with a Hall of Famer, Sanders. Give him 3 to run there.
It says I'm live.
Third and about 5.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Third down, Young from the gun. They'll roll him out right. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Brad Wing now, as he should be able to pin him back deep. And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And here now the offense heading back out there. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here.
Yeah, it's right here.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long,
I want
they
to
struggled
subscribe.
moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
So you see
Your
where
analysis
that
symptomatic
YouTube
of
thing
the
is?
success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
So you see here,
From the
that
34
look.
now, here's 1st and 10.
Yeah, I see where it says subscribe. I get subscribe.
On 1st down, it's McNabb. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And touchdown!
No, Dad.
A great effort there. He's
You're
scored
looking
on the
at-
ground and
I'm
through
looking at this
the
right
air.
here.
And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Well, he's used to running
That's
at that
weird.
distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a
Yeah,
back who's a
I
complete
have
guy
no
who
idea.
can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. Bailey got the extra point, and that'll make this a 19-point ball game. Bailey now to kick this one away. Lockett the return. Nice little juke. And here now, and he's loose again. The 20, 10, 5.
I just made another punt return. Sorry, not a kick return.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I can't help it, partner. I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games in a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this.
I actually can't believe I actually made that touchdown.
Now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming.
It's some random team. It's my team. It says
Here's
Sir.
Young from the shotgun. Dancing to his left. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Well, the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter.
No, don't watch that. Don't watch it. It says how to
Tyreek Hill
do
set to return it. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We got to get it back.
A very solid gain of 27.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On target over the middle to Hill. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
McMahon looking middle, and it's incomplete. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA
Dad, just look up
Sports
Madden.
after this. So
Look
the
up-
failure to
look
connect
up
on
Madden
2nd down,
live.
that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now it's McMahon. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20.
Dad,
before he's
guess what?
dropped.
Guess what? I got 4
15 yards
subscribers.
there on the catch and run. To throw, McMahon.
Yeah.
To the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
If I
He was
get
looking for it
1,000,
back on that time.
it says I get
That'll bring up 2nd down.
$1,000.
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
From the 21, it's
I don't know
2nd and
how
10.
I did it.
Come on, let's go.
I thought this shit was going to be
Second,
good, but
McMahon. It's incomplete. The running back, Leonard Fournette, his intended receiver.
Sircrushalot2000's.
And it's 3rd down.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression.
No, it's
Just
like
trying to find his
Ultimate
outlet,
Team,
man.
so
That
it's
time
like
ends up
I don't
leading
know
him just
who
a
I'm
bit
playing.
too
It's
much.
some random
This
team.
offense was on the move. Now 2
And I'm
straight
some random team,
incompletions
too.
have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Brad 38. Brad 38.
Now McNabb. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the all-pro linebacker. It's Von Miller.
I
just picked off the
we've
ball
seen a
one-handed.
sloppier played game this year for a team on offense.
I
Turn
think
it
it's
over 4 times
one-handed.
and expect to
I wanna watch the game, please.
I think this is one-handed. Hey, Dad, when I'm done with the live stream, yeah, let me see. Oh wait, no, it's two-handed. But the way I dropped it looked one-handed.
You know what, Ashton?
no chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing.
Oh yeah, I
but
have
I'll
4
guarantee you, it's not
turnovers.
very good.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Well, you have.
They'll run with Barry Sanders. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And bulldozing his way through. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Wide open receiver complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. The completion
No, I keep on
good for
pressing
3 and
X.
it's second down.
And what
And
Barry
Bart, I think
Sanders is
that's a
doing,
great
you can do
example
up
that
the
not all
middle.
tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with
There we
a
go.
3rd and 7.
I get it.
Another run with Sanders. Fast footwork by Sanders. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that. But there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and the lead will swell by one more.
Yeah, you're still
Sturgis
not
out now to kick this one off.
Oh, you are?
But yeah, you're not
The
on
dangerous Hill now to return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Yeah?
Now this offense
Dude,
ready
Madden.
to head back
Type
out
in
there.
Madden,
They are
where it
just
says
obviously
search.
getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's
type
the
in
message
Madden
if you're a
19.
coach for this final drive in a
Sircrushalot
lopsided game like
2000's.
this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling.
you don't have that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will write a finish to this ball game.
Boom.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another
I
thing to
just
win
wanna
and put up
get-
the amount of
I
points
just
that
wanna
they did.
get-
What were they clicking on
Oh,
offense?
They can't
yeah.
help but feel great about themselves, can they?
47, 13.
Continually feeling they're moving the ball, and things are working and clicking.
And they had Barry Sanders. Oh, yeah. Oh,
And as an
yeah. Wait, no,
offensive
I have
coordinator,
Barry
you still
Sanders.
think you can do
Oh,
anything
yeah.
wrong, whatever
Oh,
you call
yeah.
a run,
But they had
pass, it's all
Deion
good.
Sanders. I have Deion Sanders. They had Randy Moss. I don't have Randy Moss, and I still won this ball game. Hey. In the first and second, they had 0. The third, they did okay. They had 13. But the fourth, my defense was like, okay, calm down. You got 13 points. Let's get that out of the way. You got 0 in the fourth.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. So
Yeah,
long,
Dad,
everybody.
I took the ball away from them 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How many picks?
3.
3 picks and 2 fumble recoveries?
Yep.
Nice. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
Dad, you know people could hear you.
That's fine.
On YouTube.
Yeah, your subscriptions will go up if they can hear me. I mean, like, you got tips. I'm not gonna say my last name.
Oh, yeah. I just say my first name.
Yeah.
I never say last.
Hey, so was the Thanksgiving good?
Yep.
Where'd you go?